Hi tarot babes, it's it's Anthony, and today I'm talking about it's a video response to a blog post that was done back in April, and I know a few people like Benabel Wen have talked about this, but it's the 10 questions every tarot reader should answer. Now the should thing is a little bit like black and white for me, but we're gonna have a good go at these questions because it's an interesting topic and I'd love to see some people's video responses. I don't know if there's anyone who's done this on video. If so, can you please show me a video? I'd love to see it. So this is from the lefthandtarot.blogspot.ca, and I've put the link below to the original blog post so you can check it out. So our questions are, 1. Were you mentored or were you self-taught? Both. So I purchased my first tarot deck when I was 15, and I was completely self-taught when I did that, from that day onwards. I read a lot of books about the tarot and read the guidebook for the Mythic Tarot many times, and I also used my intuition. And the Spiral Tarot, my guidebook for that, I think has got so many highlighted sections in it. I'd love to find it and show you guys one day. So I did that for a long time. And then I found my teacher, my mentor, in 2005. And that was when I took on a more structured learning program with the tarot. And I also studied more structured psychic development then as well. And that was within the same year. So that was a very busy year. And I think it was the year after I did my Orosoma. So there was a lot going on around that time in regards to me having an information download on the tarot and things like that. I found that having someone to ask questions of and to be able to share my experiences with them, and someone who's walked the path before and has been there and done that, and it was a friendly environment and it was safe, was really extremely useful. And having confirmation that I was on the right track and that it was something I was good at helped give me the confidence to read for others. And my learning style is very much hands-on, it's very much collaborative. I learn much better in that sort of environment. Some people can totally just do everything from the book or from video, from free resources and things like that. I liked having someone there, so a bit of both. Both mentored and self-taught, and I don't stop learning. I don't stop learning at all. Summer school has been, tarot summer school at the academy has been amazing to have all these teachers from around the world come and share their knowledge and share their expertise in different areas and get me to look at things in a different way. We never stop learning, so that's a beautiful thing about tarot. There's so much to learn. Question 2. Are you a psychic or a tarot reader? So I guess this was kind of aimed at, are you a psychic that have the cool neon signs? There's a couple of those in my neighborhood. I've always wanted to go. Am I going to drag my sister there one day? Or are you a tarot reader? But I'm a tarot reader who has intuitive and psychic ability. So I know every card meaning. I can tell you about the symbols, the colors, what the foundations of the tarot means for every card. But I also use my clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience in my readings, and I've done a lot of psychic development. These are the 3 abilities that have come the most naturally to me, and I do talk about that a bit more and about my abilities and my childhood in my tarot story video. So if you're interested, you can go check that out. I am extremely empathic. I always have been. And I honed and learned to control these abilities. A lot of it was out of necessity as a child because I was traumatized by nightmares. I do believe that everyone can access these energies, but I also feel that some of these abilities and some of these connections to spirit and connections to our intuition and our instinct come easier to other people than to some, and whether that's nurture or genetics or environment or whatever it is, it's an interesting thing. I don't quite know, but I do know that people have a knack or a certain alignment with different abilities. 3rd question, are your predictions accurate, and is accuracy important to you? Here's the thing, I've predicted things in the tarot reading that have been spot on. I've predicted things in tarot readings that have not come to pass at all. And I have predicted things in tarot reading that will come to pass, that have come to pass, but not in the time frame that I saw it, either after or before it. That was actually a nice rhyme there. So I don't believe any reader can be spot on 100% of the time, because no one in any profession is 100% correct all the time. I think there's got to be like some freak out, like not freak as in more like a genetic, no, I don't say this correctly, as in there's probably that one person in the world that may have like those photographic memories, 1 in a million or whatever it is, that may be correct all the time, but there's not many. We all make mistakes, is what I'm trying to say. Giving my clients clarity and getting them to ask the right questions about their lives so they can come and have the most positive and enlightening experiences possible is way more important to me than having something spot on a date for prediction. The tarot is totally a divinational tool, but it's also so much more than that. So some readers will read only in a fully predictive style, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all have our own way of doing things, and that's amazing. I read in a more holistic style. So if you want to know something about, a house sale in a certain time, I will totally answer you. But if you want to know how to navigate a tricky situation, I will also help you. So I kind of mesh both of them together. I've never taken a poll from people in regards to my predictions being accurate, but I've had good feedback, and I have clients come back to me. So I think that probably says more than anything that I may be onto something. It's question 4. Is there anything you can't predict in a reading? So most of the time, I don't feel it as a matter of can't, rather than I won't. So I've been asked about the location of missing people. I've been asked about location of missing items. I have been asked about lotto numbers, and sometimes you're like, are you actually joking, or are you being serious when you ask me this? I'm like, really? I won't answer questions along these lines. I'm not a detective. I'm not the chick for a medium. Or the ghost whisperer. I don't believe that's my area of expertise. And what a load of responsibility to put on someone about finding missing people and missing items and things like that. So I've also been asked a lot of things around hexing people, being a witch, and I certainly will never do that. So there is a ton of things that I won't do. Can't is more along those areas that, like, I'm not a medium. I had an opportunity to go down that road, and I may explore that in the future, but I don't like, I'm not really a fan of ghosties. They kind of scare me. I'm a big scaredy witchy pants. But I believe that our sphere of influence plays a part in our tarot reading. So sometimes we aren't meant to know things, or the path has not been set yet because a choice has not been made. And let's not forget that we all have choice, and other people have choices too. So things can shift. It's kind of like, and as much as I hate these books, I think the way that it is explained in Twilight, that Alice sees things, is a really good way of talking about the tarot. And choices have to be made for the ripple effect to be felt. So once a choice is made, it's much easier for you to be able to see down that choice or see down that road and navigate through there. So I feel like when we do a reading, it's taking a snapshot of what the most likely outcome and what is more likely to happen based on the information available, the energy around the situation and people involved, the fears, hopes, environment, and a bunch of other factors. So again, it's not really, I guess I answered the question before about mediumship and missing things, but I was led to put that in there too, so bonus. So I believe this is number 5. Do you use only tarot, or are you multidisciplinary? So I use a lot of stuff. I have runes, oracle cards, I'm an Aurosoma consultant reader, Reiki, I've done my level 2 of Reiki, I work very much with my spirit guides, I have pendulums, I can tea leaf read, I use Lenormand, numerology and astrology, especially along the lines with the tarot. So I'm probably missing a few things here. A lot of this has had to do with my training through psychic development, through my Wicca initiations, and through my spiritual path, and my Orosoma, which I spent 2 years learning and becoming certified in. So there's a lot of complementary things that I do, but the tarot is like, it's like my one true love. It's the thing that ties it all in together for me, because it is that book of life. So number 6, is the message in the cards or in your head? Both. There's totally a theme here. I'm such a Gemini. I'm drawn to the symbols and artistic interpretations that are the tarot cards allow me to tap into. It's one of the reasons that I love lots of decks and that I have a lot of decks, because I feel like they all have something new to say. But I also know what the cards mean as well. I do connect with my spirit guides, and I do use my intuition. So the message has to be in the cards though. This is a jumping off point for me. The intuitive information always connects and complements the cards. Maybe it gives me more clarity, like if I have a flash of something and I'm like, what did that mean? Or why am I seeing that word? Or why am I hearing that? And then when I start reading the cards, I'm like, oh, that's why. So it all works together in this beautiful mystical cauldron of awesome. Number 7, I think. I forgot to number these. Silly Anthony. Are you a priest or a fortune teller? Well, I believe that everyone is a priest or a priestess. We all have connection to the divine. I am a priestess, but I don't believe that makes me any more special than anyone else. And I'm also a diviner. So I'm a divining priestess. We all have the ability to connect with the divine. There's no kind of such thing as spiritual hierarchy as far as I am concerned. I am a high priestess, but that's a different thing, I guess. Like, maybe some people would recognize that in the tarot community, other people wouldn't. And what does it matter anyway? That's my spiritual practice. I take my work as a tarot reader, coach, and mentor extremely seriously, and I'm very honored every time I work with a client. Tarot reading is a ritual, a healing session, a confirmation, an inspiration. It's my thing. So I am a diviner and I am a priestess, so both. Okay, so this is number 7. Are you a fixer or a looker? The only person I believe can fix their own life is the person whose life it is. So I use the tarot to look at the situation from a different approach, to give options and shed light from an unbiased perspective. The greatest gift, though, that I believe a tarot reading can give my clients is to get them to the place where they're asking the right questions for their own life, where they're it's like a guide, right? We're helping people to see the connections in the cards, or hear the messages that connect them with their own divinity and helps them with their own life and their reflections, and gives them meaning and allows them to move forward in a positive space. I can and do use the tarot, as I said, as for divination, but I don't think the tarot is a band-aid, and I don't believe we can fix our clients, because really, I don't really feel like we need fixing. We can improve, we can modify, we can change, we can evolve, we can transcend, we can shed, but fixing, I don't know if anyone really needs fixing. And then number 8, do you read for a fee or for free? For a fee. Most of the time, I do some free. I do some free readings every now and then. But tarot reading, writing, and coaching is my full-time job and my full-time love. For example, I was up until 3 in the morning writing because something came to me, and I was just like, So I'm a little bit tired today. And the last question, is there anything you won't predict in a reading? So I mentioned a few things before in the can't answer section, but anything that feels morally wrong, like downright spying or vindictive or shady, I'm not going to answer. I won't predict things like election outcomes or world events. Not that people ask, thank goodness, because who cares? Well, I guess who wants to consult a tarot reader about that kind of thing? And I won't predict the death of a person or animal. So there are certainly things that I won't predict, that I won't look at. I don't know, maybe we're just not meant to know everything, and maybe I don't want to look at everything. I'd rather focus my energy on more constructive and positive things for my clients and for myself too. So you can see the full description of the prompts at Left Hand Tarot blog. And it's been a very interesting sort of post to answer. And what do you think of the list? Is there anything missing? And I would love to see your answers if you've done this too. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Are we kind of like aligned, or do you things completely different? Let me know, and thank you so much for watching.